Oh, we recording. We just having a conversation.
Oh.
Yeah. About
Ursha.
Ursha, baby. We love you, Ursha.
I love me some Ursha.
Okay, so fun fact. Oh, first of
ahead.
all,
Let's pray.
we're not.
Kendall. This you.
Oh, I'm supposed to look.
I mean, when you are looking.
Oh, when you are
Oh,
looking. If
okay.
you look to the people, that's you right now.
That's you right.
Yeah. So Kendall,
Right now.
yes. So Kendall is new to the new scene.
Cause
The upgrade, because we upgraded,
It was
then
just
we
a couple
upgraded
months
the
ago.
upgrade. You know what I'm saying? So, but welcome everybody. It's your girl Jessica S. Smith, and this is the safe space for influencers to decompress, have fun, and just ask. And I am your host, but I am gathering myself today because you know when my sister comes in the door, it's you gonna get a healing, you gonna get laughter, you gonna have fun.
yeah.
And so if you don't know who she is, her name is Kendal McWilliams. Everybody knows her as
As you say, the Jessica Smith. I am the Kendall's dreads.
baby Kendall's dreadheads, baby. She lock and load some all the time. Right now, she not taking clients.
Not.
I'm gonna make it a public announcement. But my daddy think he got special privileges.
Listen, because why he do that yesterday? Y'all, we was at a restaurant. Before we get to the restaurant to celebrate my sister's birthday, before we get to the restaurant, Daddy decides to message us to say, hurry up. I got a client for you, Kendall.
Like Kendall
Sir.
don't have clients already.
Sir,
But
why
daddy,
am I rushing?
daddy proud. Daddy proud for one of his children. He got something to be proud of. I'll tell him that.
He did that.
You know, he did that. However, daddy also act like my grandmother.
Yeah.
He pulled out a Jezebel yesterday.
That was a whole just.
That was a whole Jezebel.
But I
like,
end up liking that lady. I'm glad she is.
She was
giving
of all,
auntie vibes.
First of all, this lady that came up to Kendall, first of all, she was bold and courageous.
Very
because
bold.
we didn't even know she worked at Shoney's. We went to Shoney's. We didn't even know she worked at Shoney's.
Not at all.
And the lady, the reason why we didn't know, because she had like this mink on, she had heels on. Everybody else had the Shoney's shirt on and some regular pants and an apron. She wasn't wearing it.
No.
She didn't wear that at all. I thought she was the owner. She said, I'm just the
She was the hostess.
I am the host. I said, I was so confused.
Because my baby spilled her drink, and that's when we found out she was working there.
So the drink was spilled, and I was looking for somebody. She was like, what you need? I said, you work here?
Right. All of us were confused. We were just staring at her. It was like, and she was like, oh, baby, this just like, this look, you know.
She said, I don't do this. I got
this.
my man work at the first
like
for the
Rochelle,
military.
You know, Rochelle say, my man got 2 jobs. I don't need this. Man,
like she was giving energy like, baby, they need me. I don't need them. Okay. I was like, oh, I was confused. So we did have a good time yesterday. But let's go back to Usher.
Usher, baby.
This is for you. You, my number one. I really like Usher, and I would like to see him live.
Let's pray that he goes maybe on tour. He announces a tour after this Super Bowl. Because, everybody's on tour. First of all, COVID took a lot of money from these entertainers.
They did.
And they traveling. They doing the most.
They outside.
I think I saw the OJs a tour.
What?
I don't know. I think I seen a flyer with the OJs on it. I said, baby, y'all should be retired. I know the Allison brothers is. They had to take a break after one of them passed away. I'm like, but y'all on this, but what
COVID did too was pushed creativity.
It definitely
because we got into the norm of it had to look this way.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, and when we box creativity in like that, then we don't expand and expose ourselves to what God is already planned, right? And so it benefited people who were willing to do something new.
Definitely.
Like COVID, the shutdown, everything benefited people, not only for people that were willing to do something new, but people that were willing to invest in the new thing.
There you go. Huh. Ding.
That part. Boop. There it is.
That part
right there. Because we can think all day.
Yeah.
Thoughts are free.
Yep.
Everybody got a thought.
Everybody do.
But does everybody have the willingness to invest?
Listen.
And so the artists, the creatives, the influencers, that had the gut to say, okay, my thought, I got to put some money on this.
Yeah.
I got to put some time on this because, money ain't just, you can't just pay for things to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sometimes, a lot of times stuff takes time,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, that era, did take, I won't say took some money. It challenged people to think outside of their creative norm.
Oh yeah, it definitely gave people the bag. Like people was running for the bag. I think 2020 was a lesson learned because, especially let's just talk about people who are in the service industry.
Yeah.
I was just gonna bring that up. Is that not when you decided to leave your full-time job?
Well, it was planned. So I used to be a preschool teacher, and I was doing like hair on the weekend side to make a little extra money. And then as my clientele started to grow, I decided, hey, I think I could see myself doing this full time, because at first it was very scary to think that, and but COVID gave me the extra push, because I'm very timid. I'm not the type that's just gonna jump in the water. People think that because on the outside looking in, they were like, oh, Kendall just started doing hair. It was like, no, like I had to build it up,
Right.
and I had to get my feet wet before I decided I was just gonna quit. So that was the goal. And then I was like, okay, it's my last year teaching. It was my little brother was at the school. Yeah, I got a little brother the same age as my daughter.
Let's tell this.
Yeah. So my little brother was still at the school, and I told them I was going to still stay up there. I didn't think the school was going to do anything to him, but I was just like, I'll just be up there to be his comfort. And this will be my last year, not knowing the pandemic was going to happen.
Right.
Not knowing that I was going to be pregnant.
Yeah.
What?
Girl, you
Y'all,
went through some things that year.
listen, 2020 was traumatizing, but it was also it made me stronger, a lot
Oh,
stronger.
For sure.
Especially like family wise, but business wise too. So I had to have a lot of faith as far as like I was saying, during that time, people in the service industry, they had to figure something out. So it was ways that people figured out to make money outside of the physical, right? So that's when you saw more content. This is just my opinion. You saw more people pushing out content as far as in the beauty industry or food content or anything. Content was like boom, 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 and everything blew up. I think 2020 was a year of making money online. Like that's when people, like, I feel like worked way harder. And now it's like it looks different. In my opinion, if I was in college during this time, there's no way I would be broke.
That's good.
No way I would be broke. When I hear people say broke college students, I laugh.
Because for one, a lot of people, like, there are fewer college students that's going, because growing up, when our area is like they push. You going to college, you going to college. Like that didn't give us an option.
It wasn't an option.
I don't think that it was like you got to go. I don't think we had an option. I tried to go to the military. Daddy was like, nope.
Yeah. He told me, he said, you gonna go to Miles and you walk.
Yeah,
Before
like,
you
before
going
you-
somewhere.
you're
We stayed
going
right around the
somewhere.
corner from Miles College.
Yeah.
So he was like,
Shout out to
you can
Miles
walk.
College.
Yeah, shout out to Miles, HBCU,
Baby, we
CME
used to hear them
College.
bands bust down
Yes.
every Friday. You hear me every Friday.
I loved it. But yeah, like it was no option. So now it's funny because my 9-year-old daughter, an option for her is, oh, I'm gonna be a content creator. Content creator,
What?
that was not, what is that?
even
That's
a
not a
thing.
job.
That's a whole career.
That's a whole career now, and people don't understand how hard it is too. It's not
Like-
just waking up and getting on the camera.
No, it's
No,
a
it's
job.
not.
It's a whole
Desiree,
job.
can you give the folks just a rundown of what that looks like as far as like capturing to the edit to the posting?
Man, so want to start with planning, right?
That's
So I think what has helped me is putting together a workflow. Like, okay,
That's good.
start with, I set this up like this. I put this here, I put that there. And this is even before like we hit record, right? So the setup, whether you are breaking it down and breaking it down each time or just leaving it, is important to help with the flow of what you're creating, right?
Right.
So then before that is like, okay, well, what you finna record?
Yeah.
I mean, some people can just jump out there and just create like that. But some people, they have to like sit down and, get the thoughts out. Okay, what am I going to be talking about? What is this going to look like?
Right.
From there, then it's like, okay, now I'm going to record it. Great. Well, what does the sound like?
Yeah.
What does the light look like? What am I recording it on? Am I putting this on my phone, or am I doing with a camera? Are we going with the audio from the camera or the phone? Are we putting mics in? We got ring lights. We got box lights. We got round lights. Like, what does that look like?
What does that look like?
Oh, okay. Now that I've recorded it, what am I doing with this? How am I editing this? Am I going to have to learn like a editing software, Premiere Pro, Final Cut, DaVinci, or am I doing it on my phone? The phone. I mean, how do you get there? Then where am I put it? Is this like YouTube? Is this like TikTok? Is this like Vimeo? Like, where is it going? But the overall thing is like, what's the purpose and what's the why?
That part, because all of that other stuff will be figured out if you just go.
You just go.
Listen,
go ahead, Kendall.
Listen. I just talked to my assistant, and I told her we're gonna brainstorm. She's so good. She reminds me so much of you.
Really?
And her name is Danielle.
Oh, come on now.
Yes. And shout out to you, Danielle. Boop. So I was just talking to her. She is a pusher. Like, if she was in Birmingham, I probably would be so much further along. Like, she doesn't live in Birmingham.
Yeah.
But I don't know if she.
She might be ready for a move.
You think so?
She might.
You hear that, Danielle?
Yeah, you might be ready for a move.
Come on, girl. I told her, listen, when I make, I'm gonna get to my point in a minute. But I told her, I said, when I make some money, some real money, you coming with me.
Yeah.
You are not a person.
Come on.
And she's with me now.
Come on.
Desiree,
Huh?
you know, because it's a whole testimony. Like, Jessica, I'm like, she do what now? Because the editing alone, I'm like, golly, that's not easy, y'all. It's not easy.
It's not. And I did it for myself before Desiree was coming. Like, Desiree was a whole upgrade.
Yes.
Like, it was a whole upgrade for not even just ass, but for my life.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so one thing I told the young ladies this yesterday is that sometimes we think that we can do stuff by faith, but doing stuff by faith does not give you the right to do it alone.
Who?
Doing stuff by faith does not give you permission to say, I have to hide this and keep this to myself. Doing it by faith is saying, I'm going to go by any means necessary.
Any means.
Yeah.
Any means necessary does not mean you need to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I had a conversation with my pastor today, and we were talking about the ministry.
Yeah. I'm gonna take these shoes off.
Unboxed worship, right? And so she was just giving me wisdom on some of the things I've shared with her, and that's exactly what she said. She said that first you have to write the vision, right? Because you know it because it's what's been put on the inside of you, right? So you know it from the back of your hand. But the faith part is actually writing it down,
right?
And then the scripture says write it so that they can run with it.
Yeah,
right. It don't say
just said that yesterday.
It don't say write it down so that you can do all the things because that's what you comfortable when you don't trust nobody. It says write it down so that they can run with it. So once you write it down, it's saying, hey, I got the faith to whatever this is supposed to look like. Whoever's supposed to come, I know that the vision is clear enough for them to be able to run. But you have to be open and willing enough to allow them to run with it.
Open and willing enough for them to run with it. But go ahead.
I'm sorry. I think that they part is so is so good too, because not only after you write that vision down and make it plain, when you include they that's accountability. Because you can say something all day, and that's me. I have some of the best ideas, but if I just say it to myself, then who's gonna push me? Who's gonna help me push to get to that level that I need to get in? But also, they can witness the hard work, because a lot of times on the outside looking in, like I was telling you about my business seemed like it grew fast, but it was a process. I've been doing this for way longer than even blows my mind. Like the process, but having they watching the hard work, watching the zero views. Come on now. Watching the times where nobody shared, nobody liked, and then you get to that point to where you're on a certain platform or making a certain amount of money or doing a certain thing. They saw it because they were a part of it, so they can appreciate it more because everybody else might have something different to say. But they are with you. Girl, am I preaching?
You are.
I had when I did that, I had
it's the Kenneth Smith came out. The King of W Smith came out there.
You know what I'm saying? But
if you start stuttering, I know it's real.
Come on now.
But the day is is important. And one of the things the Lord was showing me the other day was how important the they is in every aspect. And so it's not just within business, but it's personal too. You said the word accountability, right? And so what accountability is scary. Like I'll say for me personally, it's been scary because for one, let's start with here. Allow the Lord to send you accountability.
Allow him
Everybody can't manage what to hold you in, because in my account, when you hold me accountable, that's what the first part of it. You have to hold me, and then the accountability comes after that.
Right.
You can't manage the weight. Ain't no holding. I'm heavy, baby. Like I'm just,
baby.
I've had to. You got so heavy on me. But if you can't maintain or manage the weight of me, it's nothing for you to hold me accountable to.
Cause it's weight. It's a weight.
It's weight. Because I don't need you because I'm not going to. Holding me accountable don't always look good. Holding me accountable is not always favorable to you. Holding me accountable is not always going to make you happy. But can you stand the rain? My God. Can you stand the rain? Can you stand the storm? Can you stand the testing? Because my good going to be great. Yeah. My good going to be great. But can you manage the ugly side of me and still understand and see me? And I've told Desiree before is that I appreciate you so much because you've seen some really, really, really ugly sides of Jessica S. Smith. But even in those ugly moments of you having to call me out and hold me accountable, you still didn't unsee the anointing. You still didn't unsee the purpose. You still come and say, Jessica, we still got an episode to record.
I love that.
She didn't quit on me because Jessica didn't get it right. And so now I know that I can allow her to hold me accountable. So it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
So now I have to accept the accountability, and then I have to allow her to hold me accountable. I might book. I'll be booking, y'all. I book. Nook, if you book, that me. Okay. Kendall, me and Kendall had it out.
Listen.
Greg, I didn't know you watching this. Greg,
your brother.
This is like literally my brother, y'all. Like this dude holds me accountable. He's always stretching me. And so if you can't stand me bucking at you, or if you can't, and it's not in a bad way, it's just your flesh gotta die. My flesh is still dying. My flesh, my pride is still dying, right? And so for me to say, okay, the they, and we talk about accountability, this is God sent accountability. And God is not going to send people that can't manage who you are in full.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And when I think about Desiree too.
Man.
When I think about you.
Can you take this, Desiree?
Oh man.
I'm gonna keep talking about Desiree because like the fact that it's been like a year since y'all have had this connection, right? Just about a year?
Been a year.
A little bit longer?
We've been knowing each other.
I know knowing each other, but I'm talking about
the podcast.
Probably like 20. So maybe I say we got maybe like
it's
by
about
the end of 2022.
Okay.
When we kind of started
connecting.
And
that's
for real.
So short term, like to be able to y'all's chemistry. Now here's the thing, and this is the perfect part about it. Like and I know Jessica feels this way because this is how I feel about Danielle, my assistant. The fact that what I lack, she's like, I got it.
Yeah.
I don't even have to ask.
Yeah.
She is so organized. I am not. I'm trying to get to the point where I just can do a little bit at a time. But that's the part I was talking about, holding accountable.
Yeah.
And it is not so much where it's like, oh, it's an arrow. It's like I fit in. It's like a puzzle piece, right?
Yeah.
I fit in right there where it's missing, where's that hole.
Yeah.
I fit in. And that's how I feel about you and Jessica, because Jessica was doing a podcast by herself. But until you came along with the team, even though she's the face of her podcast, y'all are a team and you make her podcast what it is,
Period.
and she couldn't do it without you, you couldn't do it without her.
Period.
So that's how I
That's
feel
facts.
about my business too right now, because a lot of the stuff I'm like rolling my eyes and I'm overwhelmed by she's not.
Yeah.
Danielle, like, oh, the things I'm be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. She like, huh? What are you talking about? This is my natural ability.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with me when it comes to certain things. So when you hit it on the nail yesterday. You said when we were just talking about having your they or whatever. And I think, like, even when I went into the beauty industry, I knew I was like, I want to do this alone. Like, I don't want to deal with nobody else. I'm not a people person. I don't want nobody this and then third. But how am I going to elevate? How am I going to elevate without having a they?
Yeah.
You know what I
How?
mean? It's no way that I can elevate without having a day. There's no way that I can't have a team. I can't do this alone. I don't care that I'm the face and the brand of Kendall's Dreads. I cannot do this alone.
Kendall, the gag is Jesus didn't even do it alone.
Ho!
He had a whole team.
He had a whole
The
disciples.
gangsters.
The gangsters.
The thugs.
and it was 12 of them.
12.
Like,
He ain't gonna get
the
two.
gag is that Jesus had all power and still chose to have community.
Yeah.
Oh!
He handpicked his community. Like, that's the gag. Like, the gag is that and I think I'm saying it for me because I tried so hard to do it by myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Peter.
Like, I'm like, oh, I work well by myself, blah, 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 blah. Even me being a leader, me and Greg talk about this. Like, this is something I'm working on at work. And he says, just you get stuff done when you by yourself.
Yeah.
Like, when you run the branch by yourself, you do X, Y, and Z, da, 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 da. Okay, bet. I just need you to learn how to do this with a team.
Yeah.
Coach D has told me the same thing. And so I'm just like, okay, how do I include people? And that's a trust issue. You know what I'm saying? That's a trust. It's like, if it's got my name on it, it's got to go right.
Yeah.
X, Y, Z. I try to, let people do what they going to do. Why do I have to keep following up with you, begging you to do something that you committed to doing? Like, it gives me an attitude, okay? I get a straight attitude of having to follow up with people when they committed to something.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother podcast. I'm not going on that rant. However, when you realize the power of they, right, you will be so much further along. And then when you try to isolate yourself, not only are you hindering you're blocking everybody else that's supposed to be connected to your growth to bring them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To bring them, like you saying, oh, I'm this influencer, I'm the business owner, but you doing everything by yourself. Another thing that I wanted to bring up, Kendall, when you said something about the content creation, and it brought content creation on all spectrums, right? So
Right.
it wasn't just people in their lifestyles. It was people teaching stuff and opening up about their expertise and not charging for everything.
Yeah.
They started, oh my God, they had to start giving.
Yeah.
The pandemic forced a giving out of people
Yep.
that blessed them beyond measure. It was like, oh, so if I get on Instagram and I just start talking to people and saying, hey, this is how I twist the lock.
Yeah.
If I get on TikTok and act like y'all my family and say, hey, this is how you do this, or girl, you saw that how I did yesterday. Like, they were building communities
Yep.
which built wealth. Woo, this is so good. So if I don't have wealth, I might not have community.
Yeah.
If I have, if I don't have wealth, I might be missing out on my community. It's not that you're not smart enough. It's not that you're not well endowed. It's not that you don't spend time with the Lord. It's not that you don't meditate. It's not that you don't have a plan. You do not have community.
Yeah.
Community is what's pushing this brand forward.
I ain't never seen a millionaire do it alone.
Man, listen, and the ones that do are probably the ones
They
that's not here
died.
no more.
Yeah.
They died.
For
Yeah.
real.
I ain't never seen it. So, I mean, and you talked about the beauty industry. It's hilarious. I remember putting my stuff out of me, like, during the pandemic. Nobody was, I ain't gonna say couldn't, but because, some people were still sneaking and getting their hair done. But
y'all
wasn't
was sneaking.
supposed to.
Y'all was speaking
We
getting a lot
wasn't
of things done.
Supposed to be doing hair and servicing people during that time.
Or working
But-
out.
Right. So a lot of people went in and started teaching online. And I know that was something I would do. And it was really specifically for my clients because they like, you're not getting your hair done for months at a time. This is crazy. Like, so I went out and taught people, and a lot of people were like, oh, thank you so much, Kendall, this and that third. But I had people who were marketing from it, but in the beginning, they were making money from classes and all of this. Those people were upset at the outpour of people teaching online. I get it to a certain extent, but what's yours is yours. Yeah. I'm not stopping anybody. If you want to put a whole free class online, what? Some people went to college for free. Yeah. Some people didn't have to pay a dime. And then some people had to pay for it. But does that make the
other person listening?
No. I'm sorry, but what's for you is for you.
That's absolutely right.
That's your opportunity. So we have to stop looking at what other people are marketing off of as far as their content. I remember being on TikTok Live, y'all. And I'm trying to get back in the flow of things. I like putting out natural energy. I don't like forcing energy. Right. Because people don't know, again, being a content creator or talking to online users, it is draining. It's not just getting up and talking. It's not like, you literally have to be mentally prepared. One, when I get online, I'm going to make sure that my clients are good. Yeah. I'm going to make sure that the people that are watching are entertaining good, and I'll make sure I'm doing my job. Yeah. If I can't do all three, I'm not getting online. I'm not doing it. If I have a client who they came in and they're not having their best day, I dare not put them online.
That's so good.
So if I'm having a good day, my client's having a good day or whatever, and I'm focused, I can get online and do that. But anyway, during that time, 2021, that's when I started getting on live, and a white woman got on. And she was asking all these questions, and people in the comments were getting upset with her because she was asking questions about what I was doing with black hair. And I said, it's okay. She had questions. She wasn't going to be ignorant and assume. I appreciated her getting on there and saying, hey, what does that mean? Or what are you doing? She had no connection with black hair, nothing. I think she lived in like the whitest state in America. Oh, Lord. But she saw my live, and I was entertaining her. And I also was answering her questions. Right. That lady asked me what my Cash App was, and she sent me $100.
Come on.
And I was like, what?
Because you took time with her.
I took time. I talked to her. I entertained her. I entertained my clients, and I still did my job. And she was and that's what you're talking about, people. We had the giving people. Yeah. Like, it's more than, I can give it. Thousands of people can see that, but maybe 10 people out of the thousands might give me a gift. I still was blessed from being able to put that out there. Yes, I can market off of other classes outside and stuff like that, but it's ways to benefit from your business where you feel like you putting it out and it's free, and it's not free. Right. Because you getting on live and teaching, you teaching so well, that person might not tip you for saying what you're saying, but you put a class up a couple months later, they're going to sign up for that class. It happened. Right. It happened. You saw it. Yep. People came from Florida. I didn't know this lady from half of the class I didn't know. They was like, I caught one of your lives. Lady drove from Florida. Hey, I want to learn how to do my son's hair. I want to learn how to do. I'm like, huh?
Because people need help.
Yeah.
That's like content creation. And one thing if I can get out my own way with this, one thing I appreciate about content creation is what's missing is found through content creation.
Hello.
And because everybody's trying to do it perfectly, and this is what I did want to say towards, or after, to add on what Desiree was presenting, is that you may not have all the tools that she named, but you have something.
We got it right in our hand every day.
Like every day in our hand, we have, like, before we even started recording, I recorded myself on my Instagram, on my phone.
On your phone in the sunlight.
In the sunlight.
That's it.
That's
all
it.
you need.
That's all I needed.
Start somewhere.
And you got to. I started before Desiree, I went on Facebook, not Messenger. Marketplace. Yep. And I found a Canon camera. Was a R7 Rebel something.
So
baby, I don't know.
T7i.
I just thought it it looked like the camera she used, so I bought I bought it. I got it for $100.
And you got started with
And
it.
I got started with what I did. Y'all can go back on YouTube. Y'all can even go back on, to listen to it. Now, the quality of the ear, the sound was pretty decent. I learned a little something in church about the sound, okay? But as far as the video quality, the camera wasn't cameraing like this cameraing now, okay? Whoop, drastic difference. But I did something.
Yeah.
I did something, and I did what I could. I sowed the seed into the atmosphere. And I'm speaking to those of you who might identify with where I've been, to where I kept allowing tools that I didn't have and I saw everybody else have, stop me from what God was doing, right? At one point, let's even take it back before I even start calling this a podcast. We had, I think it was still called Just Ask. Like, it was still called Just Ask. And if you go back and look at it, I was doing interviews then. Didn't even know what I was doing. See, baby, y'all, let me tell the story.
The first guest.
Yes, Katie was the first
Katie
guest,
was the
and we
first
did
one.
our nails. We did our nails. Wow.
And she still talk about she was on your TV show.
She
That's
was,
awesome.
and my baby was my niece was my first guest.
Yes.
She was. We did our nails
so dope.
together, and I used the phone.
Yep.
I used the phone, put it on
And
YouTube,
a little bitty ring light.
and a little bitty, and I still got that ring light. I need to upgrade the ring light, but I still have that ring light. I just started because I started with what I had, and I stayed committed to what I could commit to.
Yeah.
Right. I committed to what I could commit to.
Yeah.
And what y'all see now and what you're experiencing now is just the seed that I sown with Katie, my niece, my baby. That's my baby, y'all.
I'm her daughter. It's not mine.
That's my
I just
baby.
had her
She came
for-
to spend some time with me. She spent the night with me.
I want to say she spent that week with you.
She spent a lot of, I think, and she was like, I said, you want us record doing nails? And that's it. We was doing our nails together. And did it get a lot of traction? Nah, it probably will now because they're my baby. It probably will now. But, that gave her something that we can bond over. I just took the first step.
Yeah.
You can't go 1,000,000 miles an hour before you take the first mile. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just hit the gas. It still got to go from 0, and it still got to inch up a little bit before you go, like, it still has to hit that first number. You know what I'm saying? And that first number, some people start at a 3. Some people start at a 10. Some people do start at 100.
Yeah.
Because they put in investments.
Yeah.
So technically, everybody ain't got it all together.
No.
All right? And so I think that as a content creator, I'm learning that not to overthink. It's so hard. I think this is even the first time I'm considering myself as a content creator.
You are.
Out loud. Like, I just been doing this. I'm just like, I just do podcasts. I did this.
No, you a content creator.
You know what I'm saying?
You a whole
Like,
content
I
creator.
think this is the first time I said content creator out loud for Jessica.
Yeah.
And I think the responsibility of that has scared me.
It's scary.
The responsibility, because people start expecting.
You know, I know.
Child. Them folks on TikTok be mad when you don't go live, Kendall.
Listen, when they go, where you been? The last time I went live, I had so many people on there, and I was like, whoa, where you been, Kendall? Where you been? Girl, I've been hiding.
So what do you think? What do you think a healthy balance for you and content creation looks like? With you, because let's I gotta make it plain for the people.
Yeah.
You're married.
Mm-hmm.
You have a business.
Mm-hmm.
You have 3 kids
Mm-hmm. Don't forget the dogs.
and $15.
Yeah. Literally right now.
Like right now, please,
$15.
if y'all need a dog, please DM her.
Please DM me. Please. So, like I told y'all earlier in the conversation, I was saying that I think it is very important to be in a good mental space. And I think I've even seen it with other content creators. If you're not in a good mental space, I don't feel like you're going to be creating the best content. Some people still push it, but I've seen so many content creators like just disappear and then come back like nothing ever happened, but they'll say, hey, I needed a break. It's overwhelming. when people have, like you said, this expectation of you every day, pushing this stuff out. And sometimes it's just posting a video, but you, like I said, it's so much behind posting the video. What is my caption going to be? What is the lighting? What's the song I'm going to use? Am I use this trendy song? Am I going to talk over this? They like me talking on the video more. I sound like a horse this morning. I cannot post this. Oh, it's better to post during this time. This time is when I'm working. So I have to schedule this or I have to do, it's a lot that goes into it. And I got into a season of my life, y'all know, that I was working in a salon, decided to leave the salon and go home. And it was on, I ain't gonna say it was on a whim. It was just a lot of build up during that time. There was a lot of stuff going on personally too, not just with work, it was personally too. So I was like, I have to breathe. It was so much going on. I couldn't breathe. And during that transition, I'm, paying people to build in my basement from the ground up, right? And all of that happened, and that was overwhelming. It was like a good thing that was happening, but it was so overwhelming. And I felt pressured to look a certain way with my content. Like, I wanted my content to look a certain way, especially when me transitioning. I didn't want to be, I was low-key embarrassed, especially when I was upstairs. Yeah, I was shampooing back in my sink, and I was like, I heard so much. If you on the internet too, I don't want no kitchen beautician. My clients still came; they didn't care, but I was so embarrassed, and they keep reminding me, like, Kendall, like, we know you was going through a transition phase. So I was shampooing in my kitchen sink, upstairs, and then really that was my main area, everybody's main area. So I couldn't tell my kids, hey, don't come through. This their house. My husband, don't come through. This is their house. So it was literally chaos. I said, I can't create no content like this. My mind is cluttered, so I know I'm not gonna push out the best content. And when I was pushing out content, then it was mediocre. It was just like, I'm just gonna do it because I know everybody looking for me to do it. So I finally got into the space now. Like, so we settled. We finished building in May. And then I still wasn't okay. I still wasn't like settled in the salon. I still had a lot of personal stuff going on from May on to the end of the year. Right. So I'm like, nah, because when people get online, they feel my energy. And they literally, I didn't even know this. People get on there and they're like, oh my gosh, you're so nice. And I feel you, da 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 da. Versus, some of these people were not even they didn't have any connection with dreadlocks. They had, like, they just on there because they were, you're so entertaining, Kendall. You're funny. You're this. I love how you talk. The same way I'm talking now, that's how I talk to them. So I'm like, I'm not being fake, but I want to be in my best mood because I don't want to be like, somebody said the wrong thing on the wrong day.
Listen, right.
So
that's integral.
Huh?
That was integral, though, to be mindful of what you could manage and release. Because some people just do it and be burnt out.
Yeah.
Like, experiencing burnout as a content creator.
Come on now.
Like, when you you really have to be present. You really have to be present. And so I think that even when the art of content creation and using, like, being okay with the multi-purposing of content. So what do I mean by that is taking that one thing and having multiple fashions of them.
Yeah.
So not always having to show up as yourself in the videos or not. I'm learning that right now, just like, okay, Jessica, how can you make this work, this one thing work, or this one video, this one, clip? Like, how can you make this work for you?
Yeah.
And then I had to just start being okay with, this is what I can give right now. Me and Desiree doing the best that we can. And when God sends us somebody else to add to the team, God, this is what we need. And we being very clear about this.
Yeah.
Because we got everything else.
Yeah.
We're doing good with what we can do good with right now.
Yeah. And in this industry, I learned, and I'm teaching myself this too. Y'all, I'm saying this out loud. I said it to Vaughn. I rebuke the spirit of laziness.
Good.
I cannot expect to have these things. I have dreams. Like I told y'all, I dream and think about things and have the best ideas. I'm telling y'all, like, some ideas, I'm like, bro, I don't tell nobody because I'm like, let me get on to it because, this is mine and it's going to blow up. I have been rebuking that since about, I would say December, because I didn't realize a lot of times I'm tired, and tiredness and laziness are two different things.
Right.
So
Can you explain the difference that you've learned? What's the difference between being tired and being lazy?
So I'm tired. I ain't gonna say I'm tired. I say I can lay down right now, but it was my choice to get up, drive, be here,
That's so good.
and create. Right.
Yeah.
Me deciding to go home and lay down, even though I had the ability to do so, in my opinion, that is being lazy, because I could have used that time and managed that time to do what I needed to do in order to progress. So if I'm taking time, like I said, you choose what you want to do.
Right.
It's even getting up and making a sandwich, right? So you can be tired, and that's okay. I think that's a part of life. You get your rest, but I'm not managing the time well. The same time I say I'm tired, I'm laying down scrolling on Facebook.
That's so girl.
And I could have been posting a video, something on Kendall's dreadheads.
Yeah.
I could have done that. But instead, I decided to lazily scroll, because it
You
takes.
tired, but you on Facebook.
But I'm on Facebook.
That's good. It sounds like it's a mindset shift, and you saying, okay, I'm gonna overcome a feeling.
Yeah.
That's how you know if you really can't get out of bed, or really, your brain, like, it's been now.
That's
I will
depression.
say,
Yeah, depression is real.
listen, if I can't function, it ain't even depressing. Like, if I can't function or see straight, I don't need to be on no social media. I don't need I need to
TV
calm
off.
my brain down.
Yeah.
Because people that are creatives, influencers, your brain is going like 1,000 miles per minute, and you're trying to catch up with yourself.
Yeah.
And especially if you're in leadership and you have a lot of responsibility, you need a break.
Yeah.
It's a must.
You got to plan that break too.
That's good.
I don't plan lunch breaks. I work all day through, and people like, okay, when you take a lunch? I was like, what's that? Like, if I finish this client faster, because they ain't got as many lots, I can run upstairs and make me a sandwich and come back down. No, when is your break? That's another thing I'm talking about. Danielle holds me accountable. She gives me one random off day every month. Just where I don't do anything. No doctor's appointments. No, if I decide, like my last one, I decided to go get a pedicure because I needed one real bad. And then I took my daughter, got out of school early, and I took her to Buffalo Wild Wings, and we had one-on-one time. So that was a calm day where I didn't do anything or whatever. But laziness, a lady, I forget her name, content creator. She said she literally got all these followers just from starting to show herself, like clean up her house. She has 3 small kids, 3 or 4, married. Her husband work, come home, he just not involved. She says that. Not involved as far as making sure things are in order. Yeah. And she let her life like literally crash. Her house looked a mess. I couldn't even say my house looked a mess anymore, because I was like, let me hush. Like, because my kids are disgusting. My kids are disgusting. And I be like, dang. And I feel like every day, and I'm going to say this, but I want you guys to say, I want y'all to know I'm not beating you up, because I'm in a space. Some days I don't feel like picking it up off the floor, and it stay on the floor. You got kids, I understand. Your house ain't gonna be clean all the time. Don't bust your head wide open trying to.
But you were in a season where it was trash.
It was
trash.
But imagine that times 3. Like, this lady house, and she recorded it and showed herself, y'all. I'm trying to get up out of this mindset, because one thing too, if your environment is pure chaos, your mind's gonna be chaos. And Nancy taught me that.
That's
my
good.
mom always told me, how you expect your mind to be clean and your house ain't? So this lady is recording, like picking up stuff, like literally, y'all, it was doo-doo on the floor. Her baby had took the diaper off and boo-booed on the floor. She didn't know it was in there. And she's cleaning her children's room. It was doo-doo on the floor. So all these parents, all these people are on there just judging her, and you don't know where she was mentally to do that. But for her to get up and say, I know I worked 2 hours. 2 jobs. Got these kids. But if I want something, I gotta go get it. I can't be lazy. I can't have the blame game. I can't. When I say I was convicted after watching, and I started following her after that, and I comment on any video I see pop up, and I was like, girl, you are helping me so much. And I even did stuff like an artist, I ain't gonna say his name because he in trouble. He said that if you want something bad enough, work hard, and pay somebody else to do it. So I work a little extra. I do a couple more heads so I can have some cleaners come out once a month to clean my house.
Yes, ma'am.
So some of the stuff me and Vaughn don't feel like doing, it's not all on us.
Yeah.
I pay $180 a month. I can afford that. Most of us go get that in food in 2 days.
Listen.
Yeah.
I can afford somebody to come and clean my house.
Right.
Yeah.
That's their job. They want to do. I don't want to do it all the
Right.
time.
You
So
right.
that's what I'm gonna do. So like I said, we have to invest in ourselves. We have to stop being lazy. And if you can't do it, work harder so you can pay somebody else to do it.
Yeah. That's good right there.
I'm no longer like I talked to Vaughn about it. And he, because that's another thing. It was a insecurity of mine because I always been kind of chill, like I do when I can, but I realized that was lazy. I also like I struggled in school from being lazy. I struggled. I could have been so much better in other areas of my life if I decided to not be lazy. And that lady, it was watching her video, it was convicting. I was like, I do not want my life to end up like this. If I continue doing what I'm doing, my life is gonna look exactly like this. So
her content creation gave you wisdom.
yeah, definitely.
So it literally it gave you clarity on what you could do.
yeah.
So you were inspired by it versus
Intimidated.
intimidated.
Mhm.
Yeah. I've used witnessed people do stuff and I've gotten intimidated by it, thinking that I couldn't do the same thing or even better. I mean, not to shoot nobody in the foot or anything like that, but the level of boldness and courage that she had to have to expose herself on that level.
Oh yeah, and them people were dogging her out. I felt
Like-
so bad, but she keep going. She keep posting.
But you are the type of person that she's called to.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have to
That's a whole nother
decide-
conversation
yeah.
right there.
We have to decide that no matter what the comments look like, no matter what people got to say, no matter what's going on, we have to make the decision not to be intimidated.
Yep.
Just to keep doing what we're doing.
And lady,
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I don't know. I'm proud of you, girl. Keep going. I am so proud of you. I don't remember your name right now. I don't remember nobody's name, but I am proud. But you said something so good. And that was another point you brought it back up, a point I was thinking about. Your content and my content are different. It's going to reach different people. But y'all know it is, I don't know how many people. Let's say 3 billion people in the world. I just made that number up. I might be wrong. I'm 3 billion people, right? We were talking about these last night, me, you, and Stacy. All of us was bringing up content creators, and none of us knew the same people. But these people had millions of followers.
Yeah.
Your audience might not look like somebody else's audience, but you're still reaching somebody.
Mm-hmm. That's so good.
You know, that's a testimony right there, too.
Yeah.
We can talk about that another day.
Another day.
That's good. I
We
think
talk
Talk about
Another
it another
day.
day.
that's just confirmation. I was sitting here thinking, and it's funny because the things that are coming up, y'all saying,
I saw your
right?
thinking cap on.
So I think it's just important to realize that we all have something, right? Something on the inside that's for somebody, right? And so as we're talking about content creation, everybody may not know what that is. So I'm gonna tell you what content creation
Okay,
is,
well,
right?
come on, Bishop.
Okay. So content creation, a content creator is someone who creates entertaining or educational material to be expressed through a medium, right? So right now, our content creation that we are working on right now is through video, right? Everybody may not be their lane. Right. Some people are writers.
Yeah.
Right. Some people are crafty, or some people are artists. You know what I'm saying? They may actually like paint or draw. You know what I'm saying? That's content. Right. So now you have to take this thing that you have, because you are answer. You are the solution to somebody's problem.
Yeah.
And you have to figure out what is the best way that you're going to share this content for whoever this is for. Right.
Right.
So
for some
good.
people, it may be video.
Yeah.
Right. Not everybody comfortable with video. Well, guess what? There's different ways that you don't necessarily have to show your face in order
Right.
to share your thing on video, right? For some people, it may be a vlog. If you're a writer, that's still content. That's still creating content. It may be an email.
Yeah.
Right. You may
That's so
share your
good.
thoughts and your ideas through an email list. You know what I'm saying? So don't discount. And my pastor said this today. You know, we look at people who are doing the things, who are
Right.
sharing, right? And we'll be like, oh man, I want my stuff to look like that, or I want to be like that. But the truth of the matter is, you don't know You don't know the process. You don't know the weight of what they have. We
now.
don't know what somebody else has. We just know that they've taken the step to share.
They've taken the step
to share it, right? So our job is to figure out what it is that we have that we can share and how we can share it, and just start somewhere and start sharing it, because there's somebody out of these, how many billion people you said, Kendall?
We're gonna say 3.
Out of these 3 billion people, somebody, if it ain't but one somebody, is looking for you. Somebody is looking for you.
Even if it's 100 people, even if it's 50 people, you gotta start. You have to start.
You have to start somewhere.
Where
You gotta start somewhere. So
we have to
start showing
we
up.
have to be in the mindset that everybody matters.
listen
Like
to somebody.
to somebody. Like everybody matters, and the people that matter to your community are being disserviced because you can't get out your own way.
Yeah.
Who? You talking to yourself?
I'm talking to me.
You talking to me?
She talking to me too.
Oh, okay.
Like you can't get out of your own way enough to do that. Like I've had so many people reach out to me. You know, 'cause my 9 to 5, y'all know I ain't never said it on here, but my 9 to 5, you know, I'll get on TikTok and people out like they'll see me in the street and it's like, oh, well we ain't seen you on TikTok, or how many what new next dancing video coming out. Well, I started that because my community inside of my job needed that. And now I got a community that don't care if we do that or not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like my people, so this is so good. So now am I willing enough and open enough to adjust with the community, and I have to meet the reason why I even started doing it in the first place.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can still content create and do all the stuff like that, but I'm gonna be mismanaging my inside assignment.
Yeah.
By forcing them to do something that was only a season. So now you as a content creator, you got to know what works for you and the timing it works for you. You'll have a consistent core. Like my consistent core is like creating a safe space anywhere I go.
Yeah.
Anything I do, whether I'm dancing, whether I'm talking, whether I'm preaching, praying, prophesying, whether I'm podcasting, whether I'm having fellowship, whatever I'm doing, my core is creating a safe space.
Yeah.
And I can build off that.
Yeah.
So that's why if you saw me one day get on live and start cooking and I'm just cooking and talking, I'm creating a safe space.
Yeah.
That's my safe space right there.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to figure out how to season some chicken. By the way, thank you TikTok, because y'all been on point. I made some fried chicken the other day. Baby, listen.
I learned how to make cornbread on TikTok.
Listen,
It was
TikTok
so easy
is definitely
too.
the new Google.
Way easy.
I'm definitely a visual learner.
Yeah.
And I appreciate TikTok for teaching me how to cook fried chicken.
Yes.
If they did not have the content creation, I don't think my fried chicken would taste as good as it does now.
Yeah.
Come on,
You
TikTok.
two
At
do
some
all right,
points,
but
I gotta get
sometimes
my
I
husband,
don't
baby
want to
daddy.
watch no 10-minute video on how to do.
It's
I
something
like
quick.
give me a cute little minute,
little
50
quick.
second. Baby, that cornbread, the girl made this cornbread. It was so good. I was like, and it was a minute 50 seconds.
Yeah, it don't take long.
And that's why you see everybody else. And when TikTok blew up, everybody else, I forget the other one that's similar to TikTok that was before TikTok.
Vivo.
No, I can't think of it. But anyway,
Divine.
Vine.
it went Vine.
Vine.
The Vine was Vine was just more like funny
Do whatever.
videos.
You gotta do it.
It wasn't like learning videos, but I can't think of the other one. But it was before the pandemic. But TikTok blew up as far as like Facebook and Instagram followed up behind with Reels because of TikTok.
Yeah.
Because everybody was posting these long videos
then shorts
and
from
people
on YouTube.
our attention span so little now because of these phones.
Bruh.
Baby, if I see some 15 minutes,
I sure be. I be like, how long is that?
yeah, my videos
Okay, I
be
can do
missing
5.
a whole
I can do
word
5
for
minutes.
Lord.
I
And
can
I'll
do
be
5
like-
minutes.
my videos that do the best are a minute and 30 seconds or less. Like if I cannot talk longer than that. If I talk longer than that, then hey. But YouTube is the best for people who want to sit down, because now we can put YouTube on our TVs and all that. You got to set a computer and do it.
They're posturing themselves, and they when you on your phone, you're not trying to really watch anything. But if I that's why YouTube is a special another level of content creation, because people posture. Like if I'm trying to find out how to do something, I'm not trying to watch, it depending on what it is, but I'm not trying to watch a whole bunch of things. You know what I'm saying? Like a whole bunch of time, because I'm trying to figure out, obviously,
Straight
in
to the
time, what I'm trying to do.
Right.
But if I'm, that's why a lot of these churches are doing very well with their online ministries.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is an example. because it's giving people an option to gather in a different way, and then they can expose themselves on this platform that's free to sign up. Hey, you guys, it's free to sign up to YouTube.
Yeah.
It's free to sign up. And it's not just blessing the church, but it's blessing the global, the world.
Yeah.
The man Tom yesterday, they gave me a word, y'all. But I'm gonna have to.
He was a manager at Chewley's.
Shout out to Tom at
He
Chewley's.
was so sweet.
Man, he did a number on me, y'all. I am going to post my my experience with my folks this weekend. But and y'all gonna see this probably. Yeah, y'all gonna see this soon. But y'all, this man said, asked about what I did, and I told him, I brought up the podcast as well. And he was like, do you know, even if you just reach one person, that makes you great because you put it on the world wide web. Like, he was just like, you position yourself for people to see you on the world wide web. So when people like, I want to be global,
You are.
post it on YouTube. You go global when you post.
Yep.
You go global when you do things out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You go global when you make the decision that fear is not my future.
You talking to me right now.
You go global
You talking
because, and whose definition of success? Who's the definition of success are you trying to answer?
Yeah.
Right. And it's something like, so now you got to ask yourself, why am I holding myself back? Why can't I do the content creation? Why can't I expose myself on this level? Okay, if you need you need time decompression, I get that. But every season is not a season of healing.
Not every season.
You
don't even want every season to be.
You don't, because healing is hard.
It is.
Healing is a whole process. Every season is not a season of healing. Okay, once I'm healed from that and now I got the recollection, now I help. How do I help?
You're talking to me. That's why I looked at you like that.
Yeah. Like, how do I help? And so now what's important it poured into me, and now that I'm in a stable ground, you know what I'm saying? Now God has covered me. Now it's time for me to uncover what he's, unveil what he's doing. To rip me out the plastic because I'm acting brand new. Y'all, if
My
y'all
favorite, you guys, it was Desiree facing me. She said,
Desiree, I'm in the mood. I am praying heaven down. I asked the Lord, I said, Lord, please. Even moments like that, you take moments that are funny, funny like that. Like, if y'all haven't seen it, y'all got to watch it on my Instagram. Baby, I'm praying heaven down. And the Lord gives me, rip me out the plastic because I'm acting brand new to prophesy while I'm praying. I'm like,
and you can see your mind shift. That's the funny part, because it's like you weren't trying to be funny. You weren't trying to put a popular song out, put up a popular song during prayer.
She said,
you
Lord,
can
please.
see her brain.
I said, Lord,
please
don't make me say this. And then I said, I hear the Lord say, rip me out the plastic because I'm acting brand new. That's where he goes.
It was funny.
I'm like,
so funny.
I was like, I even hear the Lord say, I'm ripping you into your. I was like, well, I said, please, Jesus, you have to. And then Mary Ann, bless God for Mary Ann. Mary Ann saved me. She saves me. She said, I got what you were saying. No, she was just calm. But that Desiree, she said, I know you just didn't say what I thought you said. I was so embarrassed. I was like, that's why you got to just do it afraid, because it made sense.
It made sense. You got to meet people where you are. You want to make people comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's why I love you, just because I'm always timid. You just don't know what she going to say. And Corey's the same way. Katie's better, because Katie sometimes, I call
These
her
her kids you talking about.
Oh, yeah, sorry, my children. Katie is my oldest, and I call her Shady Katie, because Katie, she'll throw shade a little bit. She gonna ask you a question, but like, she's intentional with everything she says. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all don't let her fool y'all. That cute little sweet face, don't let her fool y'all, because she asks you a question, it's intention behind it. But Jessica and Corey are so similar, because when they say stuff, it's really a question. You know what I mean? Like, you have to, when they say stuff, I ain't gonna say there's no intention behind it, but they not trying to be shady or they not trying to put you down. It's a real question of what they saying is really how they feel. It's not they not trying to shift the mood.
Yeah.
But you have to be timid because it's like it's out there. It's
out
gonna
there.
punch you in the face. You be like,
cause baby, she embarrassed me on one of these holidays, but we not gonna go there. That little girl embarrassed me so bad. I was like,
Jesus of the Lord.
The Jesus of the Lord. Oh, she prayed for me for my birthday. She said, the Jesus of the Lord, the Jesus of the Lord, the Jesus of the Lord. I said, well, hallelujah.
My baby love you though. She just love you. She said TJ. My children call her TJ, and she said that TJ was her godmother because she prays for her. Even though my sister is not her godmother, I don't believe in making family members godparents. I'm like they family members already. But she just was like, I'll take that. But she said, no, TJ. She said TJ is my godmother. She prays for me. I said, well, she can be your godmother.
Come on.
Okay?
And we learned how to shout.
She's
to,
obsessed with you.
She know how to shout.
She's gonna be my praying child.
Yeah,
That's
she
it.
is.
She the cussing
She
child.
says, train up a child so they can what?
Girl, stop doing that. I be messing up them words.
No, I thought Desiree was gonna help
The
me
way
with
they
that.
can go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, yep.
We said,
Yeah,
that's it.
I'm
That's
not, I
it.
be having to remind Jessica, I'm not that friend. She be around so many church people. I'm
Girl.
like, I'm not that friend.
But you know what I'm coming into, even in the last week or so, is just trying
This
to.
blanket put on your lap.
Girl, please.
I see you shaking.
I'm
girl.
shaking.
Bless her
like,
heart.
It's
I
a
don't like to be
genuine
cold,
moment.
y'all. I didn't pull this mic out, did I?
No, you good.
I'm coming to the realization that a lot of reasons why I've held myself back is because the imagination that I had of people, how people would receive me.
That's real.
Like I've had some experiences that I've forgiven in, but I hadn't overcome them because I can see that I hadn't overcome them because of what I don't do.
Yeah.
So a lack of a response is still a response. This is so good to me. A lack of a response is still a response. And so what I mean by that is if there is something that I'm supposed to be doing and I don't do it, I'm responding with lack.
Yeah.
My response is lack.
Girl.
And so now I have to,
Which is a seed.
right. So now I got to uproot this thing because it's not that I don't want to content create. It's not that I don't want to, like I have messages in my head every day. I think every day I got a message. Kendall gonna get it. Kendall gonna get it or Desiree gonna get it. I talk to both of y'all every day.
Yeah.
I have so much in me, and just to go back with your lazy thing, sometimes I overthink about how it's gonna be, perceived and all that stuff like that, and I'm like, I gotta get out of my own way by releasing the thoughts of people that won't even support me in the first place. Oh, I did pause on that. Like, why does that matter? Am I showing up? First of all, I'm showing up for me. All right. So now we got that part over it. I'm called to what? A community. So that the day, how can they run when I'm not showing up?
Yeah.
They can't go nowhere. Because the people that I'm called to are still like, what is this? Like, what is it? Why can't I?
Yeah.
Why is there no consistency here? You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's because the folks that's not supporting anyway got something to say.
That part. You're not even supporting anyway.
You
You ain't like, you ain't shared, you ain't follow, but you watching me. Don't y'all have to get them people. This is so weird to me. Because when I say I am a supporter of people, like I might not physically buy from you. I might not sit in your chair. But when I say if I see something, especially people who small business owners, if I see something, I'm going to share it. I'm going to love it. I'm going to comment. That's just me. Everybody's not like that. I get it. Some people are watchers. But to watch and then come up to me and say, yeah, I saw such and such. You did this and then third, and you didn't even click it. You ain't say, he go love, he go share this and the third. I think it's weird to just watch people.
It's weird.
Like
but it's
Desiree,
normal.
you be having some pretty pictures.
Pretty.
And for me to just come up to you today, girl, you be posting pictures, but you ain't be like, Kendall, you friends with me? I had to go check. You friends with me on Facebook? Cause you watching me, you ain't even interact. That's just so weird. Just unfollow me to me. Like, I don't know. That's why I got my new Facebook page. Most of the people on there, I have some people that I don't see from, but I think they're just not active on Facebook. But I created my new Facebook page because if I'm not interacting with you and you're not interacting with me, this is different from my business page. But if I'm not interacting with you, you're not interacting. What's the point of following me? That's weird.
Yeah. And them folks was reaching out to you on that page about your business and you told them 5 times. Y'all don't listen.
That part.
I'm going to say, look, I'm looking dead at you. Start listening.
They're going to get mad at me this time.
No.
If I am somewhere
Enjoying
you
myself.
already know what you're going to say. Just like last night, we went to the Perfect No. We had an amazing time.
Amazing.
If I'm somewhere enjoying my time and you ask me by help, it's all right. I'm going to stop you where you are. And I'm going to give you my website. I'm going to give you my Facebook, Instagram. That should be the end of the conversation.
The end.
That should be the end of the conversation. I'm telling y'all this because I used to be, and I'm still getting over this, to create boundaries with people.
Yeah.
Because even though I love doing hair, even though I love doing content to a certain extent, that's not what I'm all about. That's not what I want to talk about. Y'all look at what, especially the people in the service industry, I will say that, or people who work for themselves, have their own businesses, all of that. Y'all don't look at it as a job, right? So if y'all see people, you work for a cable company, or you work for Social Security, or you work for, are you going to communicate with them when you clocked out? People, you ain't answer the phone on Sunday at 2 p.m. I wasn't working, ma'am.
Them not my hours.
I will return them calls on Monday.
I set boundaries. When I tell you I started setting boundaries for myself, I'm so free. Even online, Danielle's good with messaging. I don't want to see my phone. I don't look at Kendall's dreadheads half of the time if I'm off work. Stuff, notifications pop up. I don't look at it.
But you just got to I'm learning that you got to train people. The reason why folks don't go to Chick-fil-A on Sundays because they close.
They close. If you don't set them boundaries.
They don't go knocking on the door and say, hey, why y'all not open?
I wanted a grill sandwich
This morning, I was craving Chick-fil-A.
Man, I was like,
oh, it's Sunday.
Closed. I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow.
Now I'm going to have to plan for it.
I'm going to have to plan for it. So you create the space. I can't be mad that people blowing up my phone during this time if I didn't tell them, don't call me during this time. And it's not that I don't, that I dislike my business, or I'm not trying to pull my business or put myself out there. It's a time and a place for everything. Because don't come to me while I'm enjoying a drink at the bar about Kendall's Dre. I've been to family functions, y'all. I have been to family functions, random people that I don't even know. And hey, so my hair, you see this right here? Ma'am, I'm eating a rib. I got a whole rib in my mouth. And you asking me about your hair right now? And you know you can reach out to me online. I ain't heard nothing.
Nothing.
But you think that's a conversation start? Just don't say nothing to me at all.
Just say, hey, I see what you're doing. I'm going to reach out to you on social media.
But these same people
don't book.
Watch this, Desiree. They don't book. But these same people, before Kendall's Dreadheads got the platform that it did, these people would not share my stuff. These people would not sit in my chair. They didn't see the dream. They didn't see the vision until I started getting popular. And it wasn't even from the people in my own city. It wasn't even from the people. These folks that made me Kendall's Dreadheads, and I'll say popular because some people don't know who I am, but popular amongst my community because I reached over 1 million people from my content. And that's when they was like, oh, girl, you got 1 million followers. Everybody, I'm like, huh? I didn't even know you liked Kendall's Dreadheads page. That, when I tell y'all, that's gonna be my battle right there, because you see what's going on, and I told you what was going on, that the way I feel, because when I was doing what I was doing then, you wouldn't study me, but now that's all you want to talk about, ma'am. I do not care about your hair right now, sir.
So putting those boundaries protects everybody, and you just got to be okay with having those boundaries.
Yeah.
And I don't think that both of us can share this moment. Both of us had to learn how to create boundaries, and what boundaries were. It wasn't saying no. It was just saying, hey, this is how I operate.
Yeah.
All right. That's why I say it's hours of operation. this is what makes my life successful. Hours operation where I can have the mom hat. Hours operation where I can be an entrepreneur. Hours operation where I can preach heaven down. Hours operation where I can intercede for you.
Yeah.
Hours operation where I can be doing hair, doing nails, doing makeup, taking a picture. I got hours of operations for that.
Yeah.
And when you don't understand the time, woo!
Come on.
My God, when you don't understand the time, you end up frustrating yourself because you're out of time.
Yep.
Yep.
When I've told you my hours of operation.
Yep.
And so now you're making me jeopardize something I said I wasn't going to do for myself. And so now, and I don't think this is a rant. For anybody that think this is a rant or may hear this or whatever, go talk to your mama.
I'm ranting.
Go, please. You said what?
I said I'm ranting.
Yeah, like,
I
please
love
go talk to
ranting.
please go talk to somebody else about it. It's just, we can't, as Coach JD said the other day on the podcast, is that he's learning the positive and the negative and how they work together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That makes the battery. That makes a full charge.
Absolutely.
That makes things go,
Absolutely.
right? And so you're not gonna have all the positives with content creation. It's not glitter gold. That's why I don't follow nobody that only have sunrises in their pictures and stuff. Like, I don't like that.
I want to see the good, the bad.
You know what I'm saying? Like, give me some mixture.
Yeah.
You gonna see me crying. You know what I'm saying? Y'all seen me cry. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all heard some things. But then in the same podcast, y'all gonna hear a word. Like,
for
even
real.
though I might be struggling with what I'm struggling with, y'all gonna hear a word. And so I think balance is important. And so this conversation was so good.
Yeah.
I didn't even think we were gonna talk about content creation today, but it's right on time.
We started with Usher.
Yeah, we did
I mean,
start with
yeah,
Usher
that's
and
when we
Usher.
landed.
Usher,
Raymond.
Mr. Raymond. This is for you.
You.
If you see it in your heart
Mm.
to come sit on Just Ask the Podcast,
I sit next to you.
I'll create a safe space for you, brother. Because you were like literally the first secular artist that me and my sister were introduced to and able to listen to. So it was like,
Yes.
yeah, you kind
My
of big
way
deal.
was a big deal. to
Yeah,
us.
like, my way, yo, my way. Oh, funny story, and I'm gonna end this. So Aunt Karen, remember she had went to the mall that day, and we spent the night at her house, and she was like, "Oh, I saw Usher. This is how churchy I am." I thought she was talking about like a Usher, like at church. I really did, genuinely. I was like, why is she so excited about seeing Ushers? I see Ushers all the time.
You so churchy.
So awareness,
She's been a
content
church.
creation brings so much
She's
awareness.
so churchy.
I'm so churchy.
She's been churchy her whole life.
I meant that. And then like when I got older, I realized, I was like, oh, she was talking about Usher Raymond.
I think I comprehended that.
I didn't. I was in the church. That's why Coach D told me to sell Jesus.
She just
Y'all, we're probably gonna continue to have fun after this. Thank you so much for being a part, Kendall, Desiree. You the GOAT.
GOAT.
Yes, we love you.
grateful
Thank
for
you
y'all.
so much for taking time out to share, like, comment, and subscribe. If you know someone that could be a part, great for this community, safe space that we create, please,
Can I
by
say
all
one more
means,
thing?
share
Share.
it. Pass them along.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring, you guys. The Jessica S. Smith, Just Ask the Podcast. That's where you can find us on all platforms. But until next week, remember, life could be much more simple if you just ask. We'll see you later.